welcome. So today for our Living Abundance show on Wealthy Wednesday, we are going to be looking at the number one abundance block. The number one abundance block that is sabotaging your success. Now, I discovered this abundance block after interviewing, talking to, coaching hundreds and hundreds of women over the years. I see myself like an energy detective. I'm always in a place of curiosity, like the eternal student wanting to uncover, to discover what is really going on, what is running us. What is either unconsciously sabotaging what you desire, and what's it going to take to help you to really create the life that you truly desire. And so what I found was on these calls, these coaching calls with hundreds of women over the years, I've discovered that every single woman that I've spoken to has the same abundance block running unconsciously within her. And I say her because I predominantly speak and work with women. It obviously can be running in men as well, but my research, my years of experience and research is with working with women. So that's why I'm talking about this being an abundance spot for women. So hello Darshika and hello Louise. Lovely to have you here. Yes. So what happens when I'm on these calls where we are diving deep? The first question I'm asking women is, what do you want? What do you want? And I'd love to ask you this question today on Wealthy Wednesday, stepping into the wealth frequency of this space, of this container together, to really tap into first, before we dive into what's stopping you, what's blocking you from creating the life that you desire. I would love you to take a minute to tune into, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? What do you desire? And what are you calling in? But also, I like to say, what is calling you? Because sometimes there are things that you are going to be guided into that may not be what you choose on a mind level, on a personality level. My example of that was I was very much guided to get visible on video many years ago, and it was the last thing in the world that I wanted to do because it was where my greatest fears lay as well, being visible. So that's an example. Lara would not have chosen to be putting herself on YouTube, on video, on social media, but that's what I was guided to do. So I'd love you to take a minute to really tune into, what do you want? What are you calling in? And that can be financially in your bank account, within your business, within your lifestyle, your home, your relationships, your health. What is it that you really want? First, let's really get clear on what you want. What are you calling in? Or what is calling you in? What is calling you, and what are you calling? And hopefully they meet together somewhere in the middle. So please take a minute just to tune in, and I'd love you to bring your wants and your desires into the space today. And I say, let's welcome what you want and welcome what you desire as a signpost. It's something yearning within you that I see calling you home. So even if as time passes that changes, it's okay. Right now there might be a yearning, a longing, a desire that is God calling you home, even if it's not 100% it, right? Even if sometimes there's some ego in there or wounding in there, I still think it's important, particularly for women, to honor what you want, honor what you desire, honor what you are longing for. And I want to give you permission to say yes to what you want. So, like I said, even if that changes over time. and what is calling you that might be way out of your comfort zone, that might be way beyond what you feel is possible for you and your life. So, and I'd love to know. I'd love you to share. If you feel courageous to share in this space, I would love to hear. So please comment below. What do you want? What are you calling for? Or what is calling you? And please share if you feel to be visible with me today. So wonderful. So get that clear, because now we're going to be diving in to this number one abundance block. The abundance block that I see running in you, running in every single woman I've ever spoken to, around what stops you, what is stopping you or blocking you from actually welcoming in the very thing that you want, actually welcoming in the very thing that you desire. And I've talked about manifesting the life that you desire, but it's also very practical and pragmatic. What stops you really going for what you want, being able to take that action, being able to put that one foot in front of the other, and really claim what you want as well. So what I found when we dive deep, when I'm sitting with women on a one-to-one call, one-to-one session, and we're really highlighting first what she wants, then we go in and I ask a question. So what is stopping you? What is stopping you or blocking you from welcoming in the life that you truly desire? What is stopping you or blocking you from allowing this into your life, from receiving this into your life? Now, you can tune in and feel what the answer is for you. But I will just fast track that and share what every single woman I've ever spoken to tells me. And we hit upon this same block that's communicated in slightly different ways. And the first one is that I am not good enough. I am not good enough. That's what a lot of women say. Another way this manifests is I am not deserving. I am not deserving. I do not deserve to have this, receive this, experience this. So I'm not good enough, and I don't deserve this. And this is the not good enough wound that I have found in every single woman I've spoken to. There's not one woman where this hasn't shown up at some point in our session, at some point in our call. And I remember years ago when this started to present with every single call, I remember thinking to myself, what is going on with women and not feeling good enough? Like, this is crazy. This is a real serious problem, right? And so I became very curious, and I go in with this curiosity. What is going on with women and not feeling good enough? This is kind of at a type of insanity. So this is where I came from this space of curiosity, like being this energy detective, wanting to understand what was going on with women and not feeling good enough. So what I want to highlight is, so we've highlighted this abundance block of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving of what you want, what you're calling in. And what I want to highlight first is, what does this do? What does this do? What does this abundance block do for you in your life? How does it show up? How does it manifest? What does it create? Because it actually creates it's a very destructive energy. And it will manifest for you in your own unique ways. And I would actually love you to share how you see this not good enough, not deserving, not worthy wound showing up in your life. So I would like to ask you first, because I find it so much more powerful when you find the answers for yourself, really tune in and listen. So how does not feeling good enough, how does not feeling worthy, how does not feeling deserving create in your life? What does that do? How does that impact you? How does it impact your business? How does that impact your purpose? And I'd love you to share in the comments below and let me know, let us know, because what's really important is to understand that whatever is showing up for you, it's not just you. You're not the only one. This is going on in some way or another for every single woman that I've ever spoken to on this path. So what I've discovered is it does a whole lot of things. But one of the impact of not feeling good enough, not feeling deserving, is I see a lot of particularly sensitive women, conscious women, hiding. Keeps women hiding. Keeps her shutting herself off from the world. Hiding, retracting. It keeps her overgiving. Overgiving. Right? And again, some of these patterns might be quite sneaky and they might be quite hidden and it might not be very obvious how these manifest. But the other ones I see women over giving out to everyone else. It keeps a woman working hard in the hard work paradigm of struggle, of sacrifice, working hard work. So we have hiding, we have overgiving, we have working hard, putting herself at the bottom of the pile of what's important, right? And I would love to know if there's anything else. These are some of like the big key ones that I witness and I observe, but I'd love to know if there's anything else for you, and please share in the comments what you notice. And so what are some of the results? What are some of the results of the hiding, overgiving, overworking, for example? And so some of the symptoms that I've noticed, and I'm just going to name some of them, but these are the symptoms to look out for. So if you find yourself in any of these states, please know it's just putting a spotlight on this abundance block that we want to give our love and attention to transform, which we will be doing and looking at today. So when a woman has this not feeling good enough, not deserving, not feeling worthy, some of the symptoms of that is feeling frazzled, overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, exhausted, feeling unsupported, alone, in struggle, in sacrifice, feeling resentful, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling scared, right? So these are just to name a few. We got, frustrated, we've got exhausted, we've got overwhelmed, we've got frazzled. Maybe there's not enough time, there's not enough money, right? There's not enough. So we go into this space of not enoughness. So it looks like everything that's showing up in your life, there isn't enough of whatever it is that you need, right? So when we have the wound of I am not enough, I'm not enough, what happens, what manifests is this real feeling that there is not enough in your life. So it gets manifest out into your external reality, right? So let's just take a deep breath in and sit with this for a moment, because we're stirring up in the shadows, in these deep wounds that lie in our unconscious. It's like the part of the iceberg that's under the water. We're putting a big loving spotlight on this abundance block today, together with love and care. And I would love to hear from you. What resonates with you? How is this showing up in your life? What are some of the symptoms that are showing up for you around this abundance block? Because it's really important that we understand that our body and our emotions are actually communicating with us all the time. It's our job to listen. So what are some of those symptoms? What are some of the ways that your body, your emotions are communicating with you to help you understand that there's a deeper issue here that needs your love and attention? So please comment and let us know what this is for you. And I want you to encourage you to do this as well, so that other people can know that they are not alone as well. This is not just you. This is not just your own challenge or your own failure. This is something that's going on within most women that I speak to. So lovely. So let's take a deep breath and just welcome you where you are now. This is not a failure. You haven't done anything wrong. We are putting a loving spotlight on something that is very deep and very old, that I see that we're really here to consciously transform, or there's an invitation to consciously transform this deep abundance block. So again, with my energy detective, curious cat part of myself, was looking at, really asking questions. What is this? Why is every woman in this sort of, I felt like it was like an epidemic. What is going on with women and not feeling good enough? And why is this here? Why is this here? And so with the deep, deep diving, we want to go in and start to turn this around. Now, there's lots of reasons why this is here. This will have come from your family of origin, from the experience you had growing up. It's also within your ancestral lineage, the ancestral programming, ancestral trauma, ancestral wounding, also societal wounding, programming, trauma. And there's some very old and ancient ways of being and living that have created where you are right here, right now. What I'm really interested to do with you today is to really focus on you and empower you to turn this around today in a very simple but powerful way. And please know that why we're in this place is very, very deep. And we could spend a lot of time talking about that. But right now, what I'm really interested in is giving you a tool to support you to turn this around today. So what we need to do is dive a little deeper. We want to dive a little deeper. So when you notice these symptoms in your life, maybe feeling exhausted, maybe feeling overwhelmed, maybe feeling frazzled, maybe feeling very stuck, right? We need to go in and get curious. We need to go in and get curious. See that as a signpost, a sign that something within needs your attention. So for me, I go in, we hold a space of real unconditional love and safety to go in and meet these parts of the self. Because these parts of yourself have been buried, have been hidden, often in the shadows of shame or the shadows of pain. And for some of you, it's the shadows of trauma, right? So very, very deep pain. And so in order to turn this around, we need to create a space of immense safety and care and love. You need to feel safe. You need to feel safe in order to turn this around because it's very, very vulnerable. Okay? So it's very important that we create this love and safety for you to help turn this around. So we want to go in from a place of love and curiosity to meet this part of you, to start a relationship with this part of you and start a conversation with this part of you. Now, for many of you and for most people that are aligned with the work that I facilitate, you're highly experienced already in transformation work and self-development work. I tend to attract in people who've done a minimum of 5 years self-development, and if not more like 10. So I'm not sharing anything that you don't know already, but this is just a reminder, because what happens is every time you go to expand into a new level of your purpose, to expand into a new level of your power, expand into a new level of your prosperity, when you're trying to take action, guided by your heart, guided by your purpose, to expand into new levels, your deep wounds will get triggered and will get activated. And this is the fascinating journey of our purpose and our pain, right? Our power and our trauma, and they dance together. So every time you're looking to expand or stretch out of that comfort zone, your shit's going to get activated. So we need to keep going in and keep getting curious, and it's unlearning and relearning all the time, right? So you may know this, but we want to hold a space to help you facilitate this change. All right, so that's the difference. This is really about the doing, right? We want to really do the doing. We may know the theory, and that's great and everything, but we want to go in and do the inner transformation. So we need to go in and start a conversation with this part of you, with this beautiful abundance block, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving, and go in and start a conversation with this part of you. So we want to go in and meet this part of you to create a safe and powerful space to go in and start this conversation. So let's welcome this space now as a safe space for you to meet yourself. We want to go in and connect to this part of you. This part of you, right, that's held in this abundance block, is a part that has not been held, has not been met, has not been loved, has not been acknowledged, has not been witnessed, has not been held in safety, right? Has not been validated, has not been honored. And in order to turn this around, in order to transform this abundance block, we need to go in with the deepest love and care and honor and meet this part of you. Listen to this part of you. Acknowledge this part of you. Witness this part of you. Eventually love this part of you. Eventually really, really deeply respect this part of you, right? So we're learning how to hold and love and meet this part of you in a way that you have never been held or met or loved before. And this is the essential key ingredient to helping you expand to new levels of receiving, okay? Helping you to expand to new levels of receiving. Because what happens is when this part of you does not feel loved, does not feel safe, does not feel seen, does not feel acknowledged, this part of you does not know how to receive the very thing that you want. And it unconsciously, blocks, sabotages, pushes away, rejects the very thing that you want. Because the very thing that you want threatens this part of you, right? It's not safe to receive love, perhaps. It's not safe to receive money. It's not safe to be visible. So this part of you is trying to keep itself safe, right? So it's going to create all sorts of fascinating sabotaging patterns that actually stop you from getting what you want, from receiving what you want. And you may think, but I do want money, I do want love, I do want clients, I do want business success, I do want to have this lifestyle. But if it threatens you on a very deep level, you'll unconsciously push it away. So in order to turn that around, we need to, again, help this part of you feel very, very loved and very, very safe and very, very met. And this is going to take some time. Right? And you may have already been on this journey for a very long time. Right? So it's like, okay, yeah, I know this, I've been here before. But we keep expanding into new levels of receiving and new levels of loving yourself, and new levels of meeting yourself and discovering new levels of yourself, because there's always a new level. And that's what keeps this work so fascinating, right? There's always a new level of yourself to uncover and discover. So we want to go in and get curious. So I would love you to really listen to this part of you and say, what do you need? What do you need to feel loved, to feel held, to feel met, right? What do you need from me? What does this part of you need from you? Because to start with, really, truly, only you can give this to yourself. The world can mirror it and reflect it as well, of course. But the power comes in you being able to learn how to meet your needs on a very, very deep level. So I want to ask this part of you, what do you need? What do you need? What does this part of you need to feel worthy, to feel deserving, to feel safe, to receive the very thing that you want? And we need to go in with curiosity. So you can meditate on this question. You can journal on this question, right? Spending time. And you need patience. You need patience and time. We're not going to rush this part of you, right? And this part of you needs to feel your unconditional love and presence. This is you learning how to love and care for yourself, perhaps in a way that you have not been loved and cared for before. It needs to be honored. It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be seen. It needs to be witnessed. It needs to be validated. Yeah? Are you with me? So, what do you need? What do you need? And I say a need because it is an essential need, right? To feel loved, to feel held, to feel safe. So we want to go in and really listen to what this part of you is asking for. And this is going to help eventually in time transform this abundance block so that you're not unconsciously sabotaging yourself. You're not unconsciously pushing away the very thing that you desire. You're rewiring, reprogramming yourself to receive. But this takes some time and this takes some patience. So I would love to know. I would really love to know and see and hear what comes for you. What is this part of you asking for? What does it need? What do you need? Remember, it's a need, not just a nice to have. What do you need? And this is about you acknowledging your needs and finding a way to meet those needs in order to transform this very deep abundance block of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving. And that it's another way of saying, like, I don't know how to love myself. I don't know how to acknowledge myself. I don't know how to honor myself. And as you start this process of starting to listen, starting to acknowledge, starting to get curious, holding space for this part of you, what I want you to know, the reason why you want to do this, I want to give you some motivation, some mojo to do this work, because it's not always comfortable. Some of the benefits. What are some of the benefits of doing this work, of transforming this not enough wound? Okay, lying in the not enough wound is so many good things. Your creativity, your joy, your pleasure, your true abundant nature, your power, your wisdom. This part of you that's been hiding in the shadows creates so powerfully and so effectively, but not in the way that you've been taught, right? Not in the way that we've been taught. It's slightly different. It's much more in this feminine flow, this feminine power. Okay, so I want you to know that this part of you is holding the key to it's like your secret sauce ingredients to success, but not success in the way that we've been taught is success. It's what is truly fulfilling for you. You living your life on purpose in alignment with you and your heart, right? Your nature, your true nature. Okay, so I would love you to spend some time doing this work, because this is one of the secret keys to creating the success that you truly desire. So this is this inner transformation for outer change, inner transformation for outer change. So what I'd love you to do is to create some time and space, carve out some time and space to listen to this part of you, honor this part of you, get curious, right? How can you give yourself the love and care that you need to transform these abundance blocks? Okay? So this is very deep work. It's something I like to call shadow work, and it can be where we have blinders, okay? And sometimes it's really challenging to do this on your own. And because of that, what I'd like to do is offer to some of you, I've opened up some spaces in my diary for you to book in to have a free abundance activation session with me. In this abundance activation session, what we do is create a very safe and loving space to put a spotlight on what you truly desire, what your heart and soul is calling you into, and what you're calling in. So getting very, very clear on what you want to create and manifest in your life and your business. And then we hold space for the deeper work, looking at the blocks and really holding a loving space to expose these deeper wounds, these abundance blocks, and getting very, very curious about what you need. And so I would love to offer you that opportunity to book in for that free session with me. There's only a few sessions available for next week, and there is a link, and I'm actually going to have to add the link in a minute to book in and to apply. So it is an application process, but please book in, apply, and then hopefully we'll see you live for a session next week. I'm just going to put it in the comments here, the link. So, of course, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, please write and share in the comments below. This is just the beginning of this very powerful conversation. It's not the end, it's just the beginning. We're on a journey of self-discovery. We're on a journey of rewiring, reprogramming some very old and ancient misaligned energies that have been keeping you in the not enough cycle, that create separation from your true abundant nature, that create scarcity, that create not enough, that also create greed and create all the mess that we're seeing on this planet, and all the mess that lies within your own life and your own business as well. We have a job as heart-led leaders, heart-led business owners to do this powerful inner work so we can show up more powerfully in our businesses, in our purpose, and our life in a way that's in alignment and harmony, not only with your true nature, but with all of nature. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure to connect with you and to have this deep dive conversation with you, and sending you so much love. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can send me a private message as well. And I hopefully look forward to seeing you in the free abundance activation next week. Sending you all my love for now, and speak to you soon.